Good morning everyone, MMDA back on the road. Right now the focus is on commuters for a Holy Week travels. All of these taxis are being ticketed for illegal parking or obstruction. They're here on EDSA, obstructing the bike lane, the first lane of the highway. So they issue tickets and send them on their way. The driver of this van is actually counterflowing. This is a one-way street, so the enforcer will ask for the license. And of course he'll issue a ticket. A ticket for a legal counterflow is 2,000 pesos. It's actually very expensive. He's not the only one that got caught. There's a rider over there. He was also apprehended. And look at this motorcycle. Someone has put a sticker over the plate number so you can't read it. Absolutely incredible. And if they get flagged down, they'll say, no, look, I have a plate. You have a plate, but no one can read it. And here in front of 5 Star, you'll see a lot of illegally parked taxis and motorcycles. Actually, many of these are habal. You'll see they're writing out the tickets now. They're actually meant to load and unload at the back of the bus terminal. In fact, every morning you can see a lot of taxis obstructing EDSA in front of the bus terminals, and they cause a lot of traffic during rush hour, a lot of traffic. You'll also see the vendors over here. They're temporarily removing their stuff. I don't know if it might come back once the MMDA leave. It's meant to be a sidewalk for the commuters, but there are plenty of parked vehicles being ticketed, both four wheels and tricycles. I've lost count the number of times this has been cleared out of the road and sidewalk. I remember I don't want to go back to old stories, but there's a big history behind this. This taxi is parked on the sidewalk, forcing pedestrians into the road. There's no driver inside, so it might actually get towed away. I have never personally seen a premium taxi that isn't operating more like a Colorum van. In fact, it got so bad the LTFRB suspended issuing franchises because they know. Anyway, this one is allegedly going from Laguna to Cubao, 200 per head. So that would be impounded as Colorum.
Magkano binayad mo?
200 po.
Ha?
200.
Saan kasi
Saan po? Laguna.
Laguna.
A premium taxi is meant to operate like a regular taxi, where they pick up one person or a group of people that know each other, they run the meter, but in reality, I've literally never seen one that isn't charging per head, ulo, and just picking up random people. Maybe there is a premium taxi van out there operating as a taxi, but I've never seen it. I know if you go to Davao or Cebu, they have premium taxis like an AUV or an SUV, and they're really operating as taxis. But these vans, I've never seen it. It says max capacity 7, but usually you'd see 12, 14, or even more people stuffed into these vans. And will the insurance pay out if they have an accident? I don't think so, because the insurance company will say you're operating outside the scope of your franchise. You're meant to be a taxi, but you're not operating like a taxi. See how dark those tints are? That's actually not allowed under the franchise either. That gentleman over there was allegedly trying to contact someone and speak to the enforcers. I wonder if he's going to go to that lot on the corner, which is known for operations. Yep, there you go. I'm amazed that until now, with so many problems in this specific lot with different vans, it's still operating. The legitimate bus operators are often complaining because people hang around their terminals, they convince them to ride an illegal van, and that's one less customer for them. And the problem is they're doing everything legally. It took quite a while, but the SCOG team managed to clear all this. The problem is most of it was just taken inside the houses, so once they leave, I don't know. The thing is, they have these sari stores, they have the grills. They could do business like that. They don't have to operate the whole sidewalk, right? That's the problem. You give people an inch, they take a mile. What I can't believe is that MMDA are the ones sweeping up their garbage. They're doing business on the sidewalk, on the road, and MMDA is the one cleaning it up for them. This is another big difficulty for commuters. Taxi drivers are choosy. Where are you going? Oh, I don't like that place. Or plus 50, plus 100, plus 200. I hate trying to get a taxi around the bus terminals. It is actually considered as a violation. It's called refusal to convey passenger. I think in the past, what the LTFRB said was you have to be more firm with the taxi driver. But in reality, if a taxi driver doesn't want to take you, he won't take you. And what can you do as a regular civilian? You can report it, And then, well, I just saw a little old lady walking in the road. Why? Because this vehicle is parked on the sidewalk. That's what happens when people obstruct the sidewalk. Anyway, it's already been ticketed and the tow truck's coming in now to pick it up. This lady riding the bicycle doesn't have a helmet. She should be careful because task force discipliner are very, very, very strict right now. Quezon City actually gave away hundreds, maybe thousands of bicycle helmets before they started enforcing that ordinance. But now if you get caught riding without a helmet, they will really ticket you. And I think that's just right because it is dangerous, especially here in Metro Manila, to ride without a helmet. It's dangerous. It looks like the driver came out of the property there. When they opened the gate, I can see they have a lot of space inside. So I wonder why it's parked on the sidewalk instead of just taking it in. If you see the sidewalk is painted like that, it's to remind you you're not allowed to park on a corner. And that's why the enforcer is about to write out a ticket to this taxi for illegal parking. And if no driver comes, it will be towed away. And one of the things you'll notice with the taxi is the front and rear plate are both improvised. In the past, what they've seen is that some taxi operators actually duplicate or clone their paperwork. So they might have a franchise for this many taxis, but they've just cloned the plate, cloned the paperwork. I'm not saying that's the case here. Probably it's not the case. Maybe they just don't have their plates for whatever reason. Maybe it wasn't issued yet, but it has happened in the past. Remember this area that the team cleared yesterday? They already put everything back on the sidewalk and the road. What you'll see is they're pushing it all into the parking area so that when people actually want to park, they can't do it anymore. And then if the MMDA aren't here, they'll just put it all back on the road and the sidewalk. And that's the challenge. If you confiscate it, they'll say you're anti-poor. If you don't confiscate it, it's just a cat and mouse game.
Ang sa akin lang, di ba, ilagay sa ayos. Pero kung aangasan ako ng barangay dito, napaalisin yung tropa ko dahil walang coordination. Unang-una mali siya. Nag-coordinate kami sa MDAD. Tinatanong ko nga kung ano yung mga vendors dito kung may author. Gusto nyo bang maano kayo ng MDAD?
Hindi po, siyempre.
Pinuntahan ba kayo ng MDAD kahapon?
Alam niyo po, sir, sunod talaga kami sa inyo.
Pinuntahan ba kayo ng MDAD kahapon?
Pumunta
Yan.
sila, sir.
Ano sinabi ng MDAD sa inyo?
Doon lang po yung nakausap ko
Yan.
kasi kami nag-liquid talaga kami.
Sinasabi ng MDAD na hindi kayo pwede dito, hindi pwede magano ng barangay. Di ba? Di ko wala kayong binabayaran, well and good. Pero hindi nga namin pwedeng i-ano sa inyo to dito na ibigay. Kasi wala rin sa authority ko. Di ba? Sabi ko nga, bakit ito bang space na to? Hindi na lang iurong para may lugar kayo dito.
Sir, kapurit lang ang inurong. Kami pa nag-urong yan.
Hindi kaya nga, di ba, sabi ko sa inyo noon, kausapin niya na to, sa susunod na okasyon, may urong na konti. Ano ba naman yung konti na may...
That's something else that's actually prohibited, smoking in the public transport terminal, around the public transport terminal. You see this advert posted on the Meralco post. This is a growing problem. They come up with these excuses. Why can we put a sign on the road? Oh, let's say clean your hands or slow down or no parking. But actually, most of these, they never got any kind of approval. And they just want to put an advert on the road, but they need some kind of excuse to put it there. Problem is, it makes the whole city look so, well, you know. If you see this vehicle here, it's being loaded onto the tow truck now because it's parked on a corner. It's actually considered as illegal and unsafe to park on a corner. That's why they paint the sidewalk even to remind you that you're not allowed to park on the corner. And this is a Mabuhay lane. There's a car parked here. The lady just came running from across the street. And then the sidewalk was turned into a canteen. So people would say, oh, it's so narrow. It just feels narrow because the roads and sidewalks are being used for things they were never designed to be used for.